So I try to give my students as much experience as I can, and one of the ways I do this is I found this road 125. Actually, one of my friends found this road and he said, "Hey, I take my flatbed down this road. Do you think you can take your reefer down it?" And I said, "There's only one way to find out." So here we go. You're gonna see the 125 road, and now it's a narrow road. My students get to work on making curves, staying wide in the curves. They get to watch the back of the trailer when they make this turn right here. This is across the railroad tracks. I teach them look in the mirror behind you and look straight in front of you. No trains coming, and then it's safe to make that turn. And here we go. So at first it doesn't look too bad. The lane is a lot wider at the beginning than it is at the end. So we're just riding. We're gonna ride this 125 out. I've had a lot of guys that I've taken down here. It's pretty much my road that fix all. Sometimes my students are good before we ever even try to go on this road, so I just kind of kick back and just watch them drive and see how they do. And like I said, it starts to get narrow, and then as we go, it starts getting more narrow. And it's a fun little 2-lane road. It's Missouri 125. You go straight down Kearney Street, and then you make a right on it, and you ride 125 all the way to Sparta. There's going to be a stop sign in Sparta, and you make a right on 14, and you take 14 across back to the interstate and come back. So, and it's a real like country looking road. I mean, it's out in the middle of nowhere. So I mean, it's good experience. See the sign? Here's some curves right here's some S curves. So this is the one that they're freaking out about, but this one ain't even a bad one. You'll see some really bad ones by the end of this. It's all about getting that extra confidence that you need. A road like this is gonna build confidence. If you ever got that student that's like not confident in his driving and he's kind of skittish, I'll put him on a road like this and we'll drive down it, and it just gets him to be more confident. If I'm having a guy that's having problems checking his mirrors a lot, this is a perfect road for him because it forces you to always know where that trailer is. So by checking your mirrors more when those cars were passing right there, he knew if his trailer was in his lane or not. So he didn't have to worry about those cars passing. He didn't try to jerk the wheel, drive off the side of the road because he thought he was going to hit the cars. He had that peace of mind by checking the mirrors more and knowing that he was all in his lane. And like I said, I've had the biggest guys like you would never think are scared of nothing. I've had the football players that came out here and now they're driving trucks. They're all like, "Man, I didn't get drafted for the NFL. I rode the bench and now I'm out here." And what I came to find out is that the bigger the guy is on this road, the more he's going to scream or the more he's going to complain about it. The little guys that are kind of skittish, they kind of just don't say nothing. Like they're just concentrated. You know, I've heard a lot of screams on this road, and it's kind of funny because they're all like, "I cannot believe you take us on this road." They say this ain't even a truck route, but it is a truck route. I remember one time I had one of my African students and we were going through this road, and it was closer to the end of it, but he was all like, "Hey D," and I said, "What's up, man?" And he goes, "You know, in my village," he goes, "whenever you become a man," he goes, "they circumcise you. When you're 13, to become a man, they circumcise you. And whenever they do this, they don't use nothing to numb you. They don't use nothing to like help with pain. You're blind. You look away, and they circumcise you. And if you cry, you're not a man. If you cry, you will actually disgrace your family." And I said, "Man, that's crazy. Like, I think I would have probably had a cry. You know, that sounds painful, and it doesn't sound pleasant." And he was all like, "This road you take me on today," he said, "this road got me circumcised in truck. I'm now circumcised to drive truck. And I was all like, okay, man. He's all like, I became a man on this road fully. He goes, I didn't cry, I didn't shed no tears. And you know, it's just kind of funny that like he was all like, compared this road to actually being circumcised as a 13-year-old. Like that's a lot. Like I don't know if I would have been able to make it through that or not. You know, and it's a nice road. Whenever one of our examiners, he's not an examiner no more, but whenever he was an examiner before he quit being an examiner, he used to live out there in Sparta or close to it, and he would say, man, my neighbor was complaining about a green truck out there, prime truck out there that was going real slow, and they had a drive behind it. And I said, oh yeah? And he goes, yeah. He goes, you take your students down that road? I said, I sure do. And I said, well, what did you tell them? And he said, I told them, well, was the trailer going off the side of the road? Were they driving dangerous or anything? No, I was just stuck behind them. I'm trying to get home and that truck's going slow. And he said, well, sounds like he's doing a good job. He's all like, man, that's freaking awesome that you take your students down that road. He goes, that's great. Like that's a good road to get some experience on. And a road like this, if y'all seen the speed limit sign on this road yet? If y'all have, y'all see that the speed limit sign is 55 on this road. Now, I'm not telling my students to drive 55 on this road. What I tell them is, a road like this that's curvy and narrow, you drive whatever you feel like it's safe. And some of my guys will try to push it and drive even faster, and they'll start shaking their hands more, which is causing the truck to move back and forth real fast in the lane. I'll be like, whoa, slow it down. I said, when you get that feeling of your heart pumping and your adrenaline going because you're going that fast, your hands start moving, and it creates the truck to kind of weave a little bit. I said that, now that is you getting scared and nervous. You need to chill out. Take time to chill out and relax and slow down some, because whenever you're all wound up like that, that's going to be very dangerous. You want to be cool, calm, and collective. And when you're feeling like that, you are not cool, calm, and collective. You're kind of panicking. We don't want to be panicked out there. We want to just chill, relax, drive the truck. And it's hard to tell on this video, but these are going downhill and uphill. It's not a flat road, bridge with a nice creek going under it. You know, it's not a flat road. It's uphill and downhill and curvy, and it's slanted to the left, it's slanted to the right. I mean, it's a fun ride. And my students come after this road right here, it's like they have like some courage after that, and they are not scared to drive the truck. I have to calm them down sometimes because they're overconfident after driving on a road like this. Sometimes this road just makes them overconfident. They want to turn really fast after this, or they want to try to go faster than the speed limit. I have to calm them back down. I'm all like, hey, look, dude, chill out, because you're wilding out on me now. You're wilding out on me. We need to relax and drive the speed limit and drive safe. The road gave them that much confidence. Now this stop sign up here, it's a little tricky. You got to stay wide in this lane. So this lane's going to curve to the right and you're going to turn to the left. And what you have to do is you have to stay real wide in it. If you don't stay real wide in it, you really can't see the right, and your trailer's going to be off the side of the road right there. If you could tell, that road was a little bit messed up where trucks have been going over it. He's still in his lane right here. He can see both ways, and it's uphill. A lot of people try to run that stop sign whenever I take them on the road because they don't want the truck to roll backwards. I'm all like, don't run the stop sign. Hit the brakes, hold the brakes. It won't roll backwards. Then when you take off, go straight from the brake pedal to the gas pedal. Make it up that hill. Now, don't push down the gas really hard because you'll spin the tires and it won't go. You're pushing that pedal too hard. Just take off normally. The thing is that we don't want it to roll backwards, but the truck has enough torque and stuff to push us and get us through this. So the truck has these diesel trucks, these semi trucks, they're made with a lot of torque, so they're real strong and real powerful. They can make it up that little hill right there, no problem. This is my favorite part of the road right here. I usually try to get my guys to speed up right here. I'm all like, speed up, man, do the speed limit. And they want to hit the brakes because in front of them, it looks like the road's about to disappear because there's a big dip up here and the road will go down and then they'll come back up. And when they come back up, there's an even deeper dip. And that one is a lot of fun. And there's the first down. And then he's coming back up. He's coming back up right here. And then here's the big one. And it is straight down. And I'm all like, just keep the speed. A lot of people hit their brakes. When you go down that and back up it at the speed limit, it feels like your seat bottoms out. And it feels like the seat throws you back up in the air. Like, it's fun. All my students agree that it feels like a roller coaster. And they're all like, wow, man. You know, and they all like pretty much go, man, you're crazy. You bring students down here? I've had a lot of people complain about like this road and how bad it is, but after we finish this road, I always get the same story. And they're all like, man, that road right there is awesome for training your students, man. That, like, we get it. Like, if you can survive that road right there, then you're ready for trucking. And I'm all like, to tell you the truth, this road right here, it mimics some of the roads in Arkansas and some of the situations you get into, the smaller lanes and the curves and stuff like that. But whenever you get out there on the road, it is completely different. You find roads worse than this. You really do. Like, you find some really bad roads out there that make this look like a cakewalk. And this road's not really that bad. The first time I went on it, I had no idea what to expect. My buddy said, turn left at the stop sign, go all the way to the light, go straight at the light, and then the very last stop sign, turn right. And I was like, okay. He's all like, see if your student can do that. I was like, cool, man, we'll try it out. And the edge of this road has a drop off on the side of it that you really don't want to drop off of, so you got to really be watching the mirrors. Plus, with the traffic coming, like I said, it's definitely a fun road. And me as an instructor, I'm over there checking the mirrors just as much, if not more, than my students. So trust me, I'm nervous too. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't kill me. I like to joke with my students and say, hey, it's don't kill Daniel Friday. You know, but it's an awesome drive. And that thing flapping around on the screen, it's part of the mount that I had on the windshield, and I didn't notice it was flapping around. I was too busy checking mirrors, so it's kind of flapping in screen, and it'll flap out of the screen sometimes, and then it'll flap back in. It's just part of the camera mount. Watch for water. Yeah, and one thing I don't do is I don't come over here whenever it rains a lot, because whenever it rains a lot and they got watch for water signs and then they put the rulers up. See that ruler right there? Yeah, they put a ruler up to measure how deep the water gets. I ain't messing with that. I don't want to go back over here when it's raining. Obviously, common sense tells me it floods right here, so I'm definitely not trying to come over here. I mean, it's not that, it's not like I have to go down this road to make a delivery or something. It's just a nice ride to go on. It took about 38 minutes, I think, on this drive. I think by the end of the video, it ended up being 38 minutes. It's really a 17-mile drive. But it is, like I said, it is curvy. It's a little bit to work through. This is where Missouri 125 meets the 60, and there's a little truck stop there. I've never been in that truck stop either. I need to go in there sometime. I actually had one guy turn right at this light. I was all like, we're going straight. He turned right, and he was all like, I'm done with that road. I ain't driving no more on that road. So we took the 60 around Springfield, got on the 44. We took the 65 exit and came right back to it and turned right. We came up that street you see in front of you, and we turned right. And as we're turning right, we're almost through the turn, he sees the sign for Missouri 125, and he goes, "This is that same road." And I said, "Sorry, bro, we're gonna finish that road. Like, we're not giving up on it. We're not quitters. We're not gonna let this road scare us. We're gonna finish this road. We're gonna finish this drive." And he was really nervous about the second half, because across the road up there is where the road gets even, in my opinion, it gets more narrow. And most of my students say, man, that's a lot more narrow in the second half. Second half has some really, really good curves. Like, there are some fun curves. They're really tight. It's a lot of fun. Turn green. See, I'm even impatient right here doing this video. Give me the green light. How long did we sit at this light? I know it's going to turn green here in a second. We got the green light. We're moving again. Crossing the US 60. And here we go. It's even more fun from here on out. Yay, the piece of the mount freaking rotated. That thing was driving me nuts. I did not know it was on the screen. I thought that I had it out of the way enough. I didn't know it touched the screen at all when we were driving. But like I said, you're too busy to even know what's going on with your camera or any of that stuff. You can't really see what your camera sees. But this is definitely a fun road. And, you know, at the end of the road, the speed limit turns to 35. And that's whenever my students usually tell me, this whole road should have been 35 from the beginning. There's no way people are doing 55 on this road, not even in a car. And my guys that love riding motorcycles, they're all like, man, this would be a great road to ride a bike on. And I don't know. I'm not a bike rider. We would have to call Tennessee Flatbedder and ask him about that. So, yeah, I'm not riding motorcycles. I think to myself, like, if I bought a motorcycle, I'd probably crash it, because I'd probably try to go too fast on it or something like that. And I don't like the wind blowing on me. I mean, like, I have a whole list of reasons why not to get a motorcycle, and it really outweighs the reasons to get a motorcycle. But Tennessee Flatbed, he says that I need to get a bike. You know, that dude's my brother, but I'm not trying to get a motorcycle. Y'all make sure y'all do hit up his channel and subscribe to it. After the live last night, the videos, I had the live take y'all to his channel to watch his video, and that was pretty cool. I hope everyone that went over there subscribed to it. It was a great video about one of his students and one of our friends, Justin's student. They took their test and they passed, and they got their CDL, so you could get a real view on the company for somebody that just passed their test. It was pretty cool. Man, I wish that there was a way to I need to buy some more cameras, because I wish there was a way y'all could see how close the trailer is on the right and how close the trailer is on the left to this line. I mean, when you look at the hood right there, you can tell that there's not much room in this lane. It is tight. And the student that I have driving right here, he is an excellent driver. Like, he's excellent at back, and he's excellent at everything. And he had no problem doing this road right here. Before we did this road, we did a tire run. No, I think we did two tire loads. His first time driving, it was a loaded trailer, and then the second time it was an empty trailer. And then we did a little drive through Springfield and through the industrial area, practicing turns and stuff like that. And I was all like, he didn't even need much practicing at turns. So with him driving, I was all like, you know what? When we finished our drive, I was all like, you know what? I'm gonna grab the camera and make a video out of this, and let people see the 125, the horrible 125 that everybody's always complaining about on my channel. When y'all see my students in my lives and they're all like, man, he took me down that 125. I had one guy, the entire road, he was like, there shouldn't be no trucks on here. You're wrong for bringing me down here. You're wrong for bringing me down here. I can't believe you would do this to your students. This is the make it or break it road. Your students would quit after driving a road like this. This road's dangerous. What's wrong with you for going down this road? Sometimes I just tell them, hey, look, I guess I'm an adrenaline junkie, and I like the adrenaline by putting my life in other people's hands, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. It's just a nice road. At the end of the day, if you're right with the man upstairs, it doesn't matter what happens, because you're going to be taken care of. Guys, also, we are getting close to 3,000 subscribers. So, at 3,000 subscribers, we do a hat giveaway. Whoever needs a brand new hat, I'm pretty sure we're going to go with the color gray or red. I think we took a poll last time. I'm going to have to rewatch the video, and I think the poll ended up with red. And I'm happy about that. I really like red. I love the green hats, too. The green hats are sick. I really do. So I'll order another case of those hats, and we'll do a giveaway on a live, probably where you have to text my second phone number. This time I'll put it out at the beginning, and then we'll do the live, and every so often through the live we'll say, first one to text the word red to my phone number gets the first hat, or something like that. We'll do it where it's kind of fair. And I like to have Tennessee flatbedder over at the house to do that, because then we all know, hey, here's the phone, Tennessee. We both look at it at the same time. That was the first one. Agreed. That's the person getting the hat. And then whatever hats are left over, whenever I have the leftover hats, I like to just sell them out of my truck. This part right here was fun. Downgrade, 35 mile an hour S curves. This curve right here, you have to stay right next to this guardrail, or your trailer will be in the other lane. So he is tracing that guardrail perfectly around. And then the next one is another S curve, and he's gonna have to trace it. And it's the same direction. He has to ride this white line over here, keep his trailer in his lane, and trace this guardrail. So the first one was downhill, the second one's kind of uphill. And then my students, for some reason, on this last one, I always have to tell them to slow down, because they'll start picking up speed thinking that they're done with the curves. But if you remember what the sign looked like, there was 3 curves. This is the last one. Now luckily it's not as bad as the other ones, but it is pretty steep or sharp. Still needs to be at a slower speed. Looky there, there's coming up to another curve. Well, pretty soon. I thought it was right after that one you got to the next one. I guess riding in the truck, checking the mirrors a lot, you don't realize how far it is. Because trust me, as an instructor, you're watching the mirrors more than your student is. But a lot of people don't understand that whenever you're an instructor, you can't be sitting there on the phone all day or not paying attention, or you hear the rumors of instructors being asleep while their students driving. It's not possible, because you have to be awake, watching everything, making sure your student sees the signs and all that. That is a brand new driver that's gonna need that guidance. And after a while, about the time right before you're testing them out, they need no more guidance. So like, I make sure my students are to the point where they don't need no guidance, and then we test out. Because my thing is, I'm putting a CDL in somebody's hand. Like, I do not want to be the one held responsible for them getting into an accident and killing somebody because, maybe it was maybe they did something unsafe or something like that. And on the opposite side of that is, I can teach you how to drive safe. It's up to you to practice this every day. Like they say, I can lead a blind horse to water, but I can't make it drink. I can teach you and make sure you're doing this the whole time during PSD, but whenever you leave my truck and you go on TNT, it's up to you to follow this. Now, I see a lot of my students, after they're done with TNT, they come see me on the pad and stuff like that, and they're all like, man, I can hear your voice, man, whenever I'm making turns. Look in that mirror, trace that line, or look up here, trace that curb, stay wide. They're like, I still hear your voice in my head to this day. And I said, that makes me feel good, because it makes me feel like I did my job. Definitely does. Ooh-wee, I did not realize that this video was as long as it is. It's kind of cool. I like the videos of the trucks driving, really. I like them driving down the road like this. Videos like this I really, really do like, because I think it's really cool how like you see the road and the scenery and people passing, like especially in like the major cities and stuff like that. Those videos are just awesome. Really good. I just need to get some more cameras so I can watch the back of the trailer and stuff like that with the cameras. They all have to be fixed. Like, you can't mess with them while the truck's moving. You kind of set up your camera and you press record, and you just hope that it gets whatever you wanted it to get. I can't tell you how many times I set up a camera and hit record, and then at the end of the day I looked at the video and I was all like, wow, it didn't record nothing, or man, the camera shifted and it's just taping the sky. It's like, man, but it has to be hands-free. Can't be messing around with stuff like that. That's a distraction to the driving. I know I'm in the passenger seat, and I know that I'm not the one driving, but the thing is, my focus is on making sure that my student's doing good, and my focus is on checking the mirrors and making sure that he stays in good placement in his lane. Yeah, another curve. And we're coming to the I'm pretty sure that this is the last curb. Yeah, we're coming to the very end of this, so. Well, I hope some of y'all made it this far in the video. Like, comment, and share. Make sure, if y'all have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. And don't forget, every Thursday night, 7 p.m. is going to be our live Q&A. This week, we did a topic. We did like some of the truths and myths about TNT, trying to get some answers done about like what people felt like in TNT, or some people had questions about home time during TNT, or what should I do in this situation. Like that live right there is very important to just give people knowledge about TNT and make sure that people understand that like stuff you hear all the time might not be true. You need to know, you need to do some research on it, and or even speak up. Like if you're going through some stuff, speak up and let somebody know. Maybe somebody else, like let your friends know. Hey, what is your trainer doing this? Or maybe you can even ask one of your friends, hey, what's your trainer think about this? What's he doing in this situation? Or does your trainer think that I'm making a bad decision? You know, ask people, talk around, see what's going on with other people. See if you're in a really bad situation or if you're just tripping a little bit. Because I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I get wound up about stuff that, you know, it wasn't even that big of a deal. Yeah, we're making it to the end. And this turn up here. So remember I told y'all earlier it was going to be a right turn at the stop sign. This right turn right here don't play around. Like you got to be on your toes right here. It's bar ditch on both sides. You go too wide on it, you're going to be in the ditch on the other side. You turn too sharp, you're going to be on the ditch on this side. So pretty much you have to make a perfect turn here. This road always has traffic going down it. You have to find a big enough gap that you could fit in and make your turn and do it. See the bar ditch on this side, the bar ditch on the other side. There's a stop sign. You've got to move up really far just to see, because there's some trees and stuff. And then he's going to wait till it's safe, and we're going to find out if he puts my truck in the ditch. Will he make it? That's the question. Will he make it? Will he make it? Oh, we missed the bar ditch on the left. And I know y'all can't see the right, but he made it around the bar ditch on the right. Excellent turn. Great drive. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and click on the next video to watch my current video that's out.